Welcome back. It's a 78 Camaro video I think tonight. Don't know everything that's going to get done, but ignore the heater. It's cold out. We've got our stuff from Viking with our little step downs and their little machined bushings. We've got our poly kit for our motor mounts and Lokar E-Brake stuff. That's all come. So don't know what we're going to address tonight. We can even see, not a ton has happened in the last few days. It's one of the problems. You get 50 things going on and sometimes you just gotta wait a minute and catch up. Yeah, we'll get her up, get the plates changed, get the shocks done, get them hung, and I think that's gonna finish the rear for a bit. One of the obvious things is we really still want this bottom mount. I know some people don't use them, but we're going to increase that to this diameter real quick and then go get that one hung, and then we'll do the other side. There, and now we have a perfect fit. So let's go get that hung real quick and see what we think. Still have to finish torquing it, but I definitely like how much better this looks and fits. The old plates being that bend, yeah, you see the bend in the old plates. Well, we got two sets that look like that, so we figure that's just the OEM way. I like these flat plates better. Yeah. So those look really, really nice. Let me get the studs on them real quick. Okay, the through portion of this bolt's a little too beefy for the hole they drilled, so we're gonna find out what I need to drill. So at a bare minimum, I need 555 mils. Realistically, it's gonna be, yeah, right in here, and then a little drill slot. So, okay, that shows how those will go in. Pretty happy with that. They're not even under any stress. I got those changed over. So, I'm actually gonna pop them right back out in just a second because I don't need them in right now. But I'm very happy to see that they're going to fit. And it doesn't look like they're really under any stress. I don't think anything's going to get damaged. I think that, more importantly, I think they'll even work. Next thing's next. We're going to go ahead and hang the steering gear. Loving that the box is a little damp. It shows us that that port leaked. So we're going to go ahead and get this guy out and get him hung. That'll be fun. We got lucky here. Our brand new bolts fit. That's always good. We're not sure what's going on down here though. This included two brass ferrules. So I'm hoping these are inverted flare, but I think I'm going to wait until we have it mounted to open them because this thing's obviously been leaking. So let's get that up. Okay, so that's on. And we went ahead and threw the rag on there so that we can actually turn it. But yeah, so time to get some steering components on here, because right now every time he tries to move this thing, tires go kitty wampus and go every which way. And we know it is convenient having another example of the type of car you're working on, because then you can just kind of come in here and take a look at how things are installed. Make sure you're going to put, see, so now I know that the inners go from the inside. And then the other big thing that I'm dying to know is, oddly enough, that one just comes straight down. So it's not exactly the same. Okay. I was wondering about the idler, but this idler's a little different. But that shows me which way the pitman goes and which way the drag link goes. Conveniently, he still had the old one, so that showed us which way everything went here. And it also gives us a chance to just verify stuff before we bolt it on. So I'm going to go ahead and put that pitman arm now, because it is correct. So we'll be torquing these once we get them all in, because then we can do them all at once. This one is torqued. This is torqued. That won't be torqued until someone can hold the tire, because that's always something. So now we'll just build these inners and outers, go from there. Do not forget to use your anti-seize on these. And then remember, one nut's going to go backwards. In this example, it turns out it's the inner. A lot of times something will be marked. Like, see how this one's squishy? That's showing that that's left-hand thread. And I lost the nuts for this. Oh, Harlan's got them. And then see how one is just a regular nut and one has little nicks in it? That almost always means left-hand thread. So just things to think about. Okay, so now it's time to torque all these guys down and get them pinned. And then I'll get a rough alignment on it. Nothing crazy. And we'll just light snug the jam nuts. As you can see, there's not a lot of extra space, but it clears, and that's all it has to do. So yeah, no extra space at all. Okay, so we got one left to do as far as torquing these guys down and pinning them. So just got this one left, and then we'll lower the car down real quick and kind of give it a very rough alignment. Okay, now I can't get too far because we don't have the coil set. These tires are different sizes. I don't have rears to eyeball, but that's going to put us in the ballpark for now. And if nothing else, now when he tries to move the car, it's going to go where he wants it to. That's a nice thing. There's how that looks. Everything clears. What more do you want? Oh, does this guy have a... Oh, I'm going to peel that and find out if I'm missing a zert for this guy. Other than that, I think we got it. And with that, we now have steering. So, everybody's got a zert. This was 150 foot-pounds. That wasn't fun. But it's looking pretty good. And then, of course, it's up to the alignment guy to get all that finalized. We just have these finger tightened for now. But we've run them up and down so they work. And next, we're starting to map out where we want to go. We were just discussing that our next stage is probably hanging front calipers and trying to find all the stuff for the brake system. We're going to have to make new lines for everything. Plus, this one's a Hydro Boost. So we get to make those lines again, too. Which is always fun. And then rear brake lines, we'll do those as well. But yeah, it'll work out. This is all going to work out pretty nice, I think. Well, we're being quite frustrated. Is Napa fancy pads here. They're just a little too thick. Can't seem to collapse these calipers anymore. And can't get them on there. We'll keep fighting. This is a first for me. Those pads just too thick. We just took out a bigger C-clamp. And no, these are bottomed. That's it. They're bottomed out. So... And, you know, I know it's got the quiet shims on the back and all that, but we're way more than that off. So, that's frustrating. Now we're starting to map some of this out. One of the things we're going to have to do is, like we've had to do before, is change the spittier valve, because that's going to be pointed right at the valve cover. So here is the brake pedal box, and these are the studs for the booster. Of course, the booster is going to be a Hydro Boost, so those will wind up here. But it's good to find them. And if we're making lines, because we think we're sending these back, we ordered these a while because somebody was in a hurry, not thinking about the fact that about half of them we're not going to be able to use anyway, because we got that Ford 9-inch back there, and then the Hydro Boost sticking forward enough that, probably not worth the hassle. But because GM spent time and money making this silly little bracket for the brake lines to go through, when we do bend lines, I really want this inner to be on here, just so we can one, maybe try to even still use these, but two, find out why it's here. There might be some structure right in this area that the inner corresponds to that I could accidentally be in conflict with, and I don't want to do it twice. Looks like this is more important than we thought. We just had that hung. Oh, let me zoom you out. And it comes right here. So the whole point of this is to keep this hard line from being able to rub on this inner fender right here. So the other thing is, when we look at the original car here, you can see how the prop valve is hung down. So those came up, so that fender is right here, and then those come out and curl around over there on the prop valve. So we may have to try to replicate a similar thing. Maybe we can reverse this bracket, because unfortunately the Hydro Boost is deeper than the vacuum pod was, but there's nothing there, so we might be able to just flip that bracket and do something with that. So we really want to look at that. The other thing is, you can see the rear one. Yeah, the rear one goes out and around, so that, you know, from the factory came out around here, so it must have gone down along here. We'll have to kind of look and see if maybe there's some brackets or something. It looks like it might have run right here, so we'll look at that. Hopefully he's still got some notes. All right, so see, the driver's inner fender bracket that's been restored, bolted in.
Yeah, it's out of alignment.
Hey, that's not on me. That's Josh's problem.
I'm gonna have a big scratch from the screw.
No, you use them soft screws. But no, we're just trying to kind of get our ducks in a row so we know what we're going to be doing here. Making sure we've got everything. Looking at the e-brake stuff, because we bought this Lokar stuff because, you know, we got that Ford 9-inch. And I forgot on these cars that the e-brake comes in under the driver's seat. So I don't know if that kit's going to work out. We will see. Maybe. Might work out just fine. I just got to look at it. Oh, earthquake. Somebody's being silly. We've test fitted the shocks. We're happy with that. But they'll be in his way for welding those brackets in. So we took them back out. In fact, here they are. Those still need welded in. And yeah, so yeah, it looks like brakes is really the next big push. And yeah, and then we'll just go from there. Yeah, so I guess at this point, thanks for watching, and we'll toss her over to ShopRex. ShopRex says, put your tools away or else.